Good morning, guys. It's a magnificent Monday. We had a great day yesterday. We're moving on now to Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I'm sorry I said magnificent Monday, but it is a terrific, thankful T-Mobile Tuesday. And it's a T-Mobile Tuesday because working with our tablets that everybody should have by now, especially if you are at home, T-Mobile has made some special offers for Rayfield. They're making sure that we stay connected during the pandemic and beyond. It's not just for the pandemic. We are always going to stay connected electronically. So if you have a doctor's appointment or you have a day that you need to stay home for whatever reason, you should be connected to your school electronically. Let's do the electronic work so that we can all stay together. Well, yesterday, we talked about our brain and our social skills and how it is important for us to take care of our brain just like we take care of the rest of our body. So moving on, I kind of ended with the counseling piece and making an alert that it's okay to talk to someone. It's okay to talk to someone when times are good and when times are not so good. It's always great to bounce ideas off of another person and have some input from other folks. As you know, this is March, and we are marching to perfection at Rayfield. At the beginning of the month, we worked on the history of St. Patrick and what a phenomenal person St. Patrick was to return to Ireland and teach them how to improve their economy and get out of poverty. And so since he was such a great guy, that's why we have all of these celebrations about St. Patrick. He was a great, great person. So we talked about St. Patrick the first week, and of course we'll do more of that this week. We talked about the economy, the food, and the type of culture that was there in Ireland. And we shared with you that the official meal of Ireland is cabbage and corned beef. And of course we went to the kitchen and told Mr. Anthony, we need you to fix us some cabbage and corned beef during this month so that we can share the official Irish meal. So we're doing some planting with our garden. We planted potatoes and we're planting cabbage this month. I'm showing you from the community garden in Miramar that we grew a big cabbage. Miss Sharon, which is a chef that partners with Rayfield, shared with us her big cabbage that she grew. And she comes by all the time bringing wonderful dishes, very healthy dishes because she's always health conscious, always nutrition conscious, and worried about our health. So thank you, Miss Sharon, for always stopping by and sharing with us those wonderful healthy meals. Miss Sharon owns a restaurant called Blue Pantry or Blue Kitchen. And she's always sharing, always coming by, always volunteering and trying to be the best community person that she can be and sharing with Rayfield. She was given an award this week. This is Women's History Month. And she was recognized by the community of Miramar for always working in the community and sharing with others, just like she shares with Rayfield. So again, shout out to Miss Sharon. Thank you for always thinking of Rayfield and always coming by. So let's go back. The first week, we talked about the history of St. Patrick's. The second week, we learned about the official meal of Ireland, which was the cabbage and the corned beef. And then I told you that something really spectacular happens during the third week of March. And that is that the Chicago River turns green. And also the White House, all of the fountains and all of the lights at the White House are green. And we're going to share that with you. And then finally I said at the end of the month, which is next week, we're going to do our St. Patrick's Day parade. And as I stated, this is not some big parade down the street. It is a local march right here on the campus of Rayfield. All right, now, so with that being said, I've told you all the things that we're going to do this week. Let's get right into our lesson. I'll keep it brief, but we have to get into our learning lesson. So it's so funny, all of these things that we've talked about: physical self-care, emotional self-care, intellectual self-care, brought me all the way back around to emotional self-care. And I just had to chuckle to myself because the emotional self-care lesson centers around being your own best friend. Boy, did I think that was funny. Why? Because in February, I taught you have to love yourself. I'm always talking about you first. It's all about you. Or if you're talking about me, it's all about me. But it's all about you, no matter what we do. Rayfield is person-centered, and you need to focus on what makes you happy, not what makes someone else happy. Because if you're good to yourself, guess what? You'll be good to others. So with that thought, we're going to jump right into this lesson on emotional self-care, being your own best friend. Okay, so emotional self-care starts with your ability to manage difficult emotions. Stop avoiding your feelings. Expand your tolerance and your emotional pain. Be less reactive when intense situations happen. Respond effectively when you're feeling that you're not valid or someone dismissed you. And I heard this morning in the conversation with God with Pastor Campbell that he talked about caring for your own emotions. Okay? Learn what triggers your emotions. You know that if it makes you angry when you fall over your shoe strap, you forgot to tie your shoe and you trip, and that just makes you angry. Well, guess what? You got to protect yourself by always remembering to tie your shoe. And then that way, it's not a trigger when you don't tie your shoe to make yourself angry. Take care of yourself when you are experiencing emotional pain. Okay? So let's talk about emotions just for a little while. Let's talk about how we pay attention to our emotions, both pleasant emotions and sometimes unpleasant emotions. How we experience emotional pain. And what do we do when we feel that pain? We have to do a better job of taking care of our emotional self. Emotional self-care is managed daily. It's not something that we just think about once a month or once a year. Like everything else, it's managed daily. It is our mental health challenges, anxiety, depression, or even happy feelings. When am I happy? I'm happy when I get up on time, I'm at school on time, I eat my breakfast on time, I get to class on time. Those are happy emotions. We engage in emotional self-care in our own way. We form our own self-help activities, and we remember that in order to benefit from these wonderful emotions, sometimes we have to seek help. And sometimes that help will come from a professional mental health person. And there's nothing wrong with that. What relationship do you want to have with your feelings? Not my feelings, your feelings. Okay? This is person-centered. It's all about you. There are 3 types of relationships that you can have with your feelings. You can have a passive relationship, You can have an aggressive relationship, or you can have an assertive relationship. Let's take a look at all three. Passive relationship. When we are passive with our feelings, we become enslaved to them, simply going along with whatever they urge us to do. We relinquish any influence that we might have on our emotions. What does that mean? Passive relationship with my feelings. That just means that whenever something happens, I don't care. I'm not paying attention. It doesn't matter. That's a passive relationship with your feelings. I don't think that's a good relationship, but let's keep moving. Then there's the aggressive relationship with your feelings. When we are aggressive with our emotions, we insist that they be better or different, and we approach changing our emotions with by any means necessary approach. We have an aggressive relationship with our emotions. We must find it difficult to make space for painful emotions, and we may even harm ourselves physically or emotionally to avoid feeling emotional pain. Well, what does that mean? That's a whole lot. That was a whole lot of conversation. Aggressively handling our emotions just means that it's not a good idea to be harmful to yourself, to be hurtful to yourself about your emotions. They are your emotions. It's the way you feel. And I'm sure that everybody always wants to be happy. So we're not going to choose, or we're not going to think about aggressive emotions with our own relationships and feelings. Okay? And then the last one is assertive. An assertive relationship with our own feelings. When we have an assertive relationship with our emotions, we are willing to have uncomfortable emotions that kind of hurt, but we gently embrace the pain. And we recognize that it won't be like this always, and we are willing to say how we feel and how it made us feel uncomfortable. But we are also willing to say, hey, this isn't going to last always, and I'm going to experience positive emotions. So now that's assertive. I'm recognizing that things may be a little bit uncomfortable right now, but it's not always going to be that way, and there's a bright side, okay? When we have an assertive relationship with our emotions, although we cannot control the situation at the moment, we recognize that we do have the power to influence our feelings. We recognize that we know ultimately we can control how we respond to our feelings, and we can take the initiative to set up our environment in a way that it helps us cope or handle our feelings. So I'm going to say that a little bit differently. So even though you might be in an uncomfortable situation, you recognize that it may be a little uncomfortable right now, but everything is going to be okay. I'll give you an example. I had someone tell me that they were in the bathroom and someone else opened the door. Well, they quickly closed the door, so I don't think that anything unbusinesslike happened. They just opened the door. They recognized someone was in there, and they closed the door quickly. They didn't see anything, and nothing went wrong. But when they came out, they were thinking, oh my goodness, when I come out of the bathroom, I'm going to see the person on the other side of the door that quickly opened the door, and I'm going to be embarrassed. Well, let's think about it. That was an uncomfortable experience. However, you can control how you behave once you come out of the bathroom. You can bust out of the bathroom and say, hey, that wasn't nice of you to open the door, yada, 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 yada. Or you can open the door, exit quietly and nicely, and say, thank you for closing the door. I forgot to lock it when I went inside. So you see the difference? Isn't there a big difference in how you control your emotions? Well, guys, It is Tuesday. It is a thankful, thinking, terrific Tuesday. And as I stated earlier, it is a T-Mobile Tuesday. I went to the T-Mobile store today or later in last week to pick up some more tablets where we have new students returning or new students coming to the school and more students returning. We needed some tablets. So I am going to show you on the end of this video my T-Mobile experience. And every day, every Tuesday at T-Mobile is a T-Mobile Tuesday, and they give away free things. So they made me promise that I would tell you about the T-Mobile Tuesday. So I'll do that this week and again next week. You guys might want to change over to T-Mobile. I don't know. You do have a T-Mobile tablet, and you need to know what's happening at T-Mobile and what's being given away free. So I will highlight that. It is a thankful, thoughtful, terrific Tuesday, a T-Mobile Tuesday. We are having a fantastic day, or should I say we're having a thankful day. I got to keep it on the T's. We are Rayfield strong. We are COVID free. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have people going to get their vaccine. And if someone in your life or your family needs the vaccine, they can call our 1-800 number and we will register them for the vaccine. So that number is 800-913-5481. 1-800-913-5481. We are Rayfield strong, guys. Let's have a great day. Oh, where did it say? I'm going to show you to all the students at the school. Oh, how cute.
And matching too.
Oh, how cute. How cute. He's adorable. Okay, guys, this is a magnificent Monday, and I am here at the T-Mobile store, and I am picking up our tablets for our students that are at home. We have about 10 more students that will be receiving tablets. There's my trusty vehicle here at T-Mobile, and I am picking up tablets. So you guys can see how that works. Of course, it says you gotta wear your mask. So I've got my mask on, and those are the store hours, times that they are here, and all the things that happen in the T-Mobile store. T-Mobile Tuesday. You can switch your plan and pick up a new service. Zero cost to switch. All right, let's go inside. There's our tablets that we're using. You can see them and see how they work.